What's up, college football addicts? Today I'm going to talk with you about the secret goal behind the SEC and the Big Ten's recent college football playoff negotiations. For any of you joining us for the very first time, or you guys tuning back into college football addiction, welcome to the program. So first off, I want you guys to remember something important as we run through this. Everything leaked to the media during these negotiations is being leaked on purpose. I'm going to repeat that again for you. Everything that gets leaked to the media, when you see the big time talking heads in the national media report on something, sources are telling us, I'm telling you, they're leaking that because they have a goal in mind. Now that we've cleared that up, let's quickly run through what has been leaked over the past week. Recently, it was announced that a 14-team playoff is being considered. Supposedly, that 14-team playoff includes 3 auto bids for the SEC, 3 auto bids for the Big 10, 2 for the ACC, 2 for the Big 12, and 1 for the Group of 5, the highest Group of 5 champion. You would also have with that 3 at-large bids. Some other important details were that the SEC and the Big 10 winners would automatically get guaranteed a bye that only they would have. And that the SEC and the Big 10 would automatically make about 10% more revenue than the ACC and the Big 12, regardless of how many teams they had in it. What you guys need to know, though, is that this first ask isn't truly what the SEC and the Big 10 want. They went into the negotiations with a hidden plan. You guys remember the old saying, you can choose the carrot or the stick. Well, this ask was the stick. So what you should really be asking is, where is the carrot? What do they secretly want? Well, we're going to get into that in just a moment. But before I do, I want to talk about the feedback we heard from you guys after reporting on this 3-3-2-2-1-3 model. After I spoke about that a few days ago, we heard from a lot of you who were very frustrated, and rightfully so. Now, personally, I think a lot of you have really good ideas on that. I think a lot of you really made a lot of sense with what you were saying in your opposition to those ideas. But what I'm actually hearing from many is that the SEC and the Big Ten really want to get rid of auto bids altogether. Their secret carrot is that they want that guaranteed 60% of the payout, but they completely want to get rid of auto bids altogether. So let me repeat that. The SEC and the Big Ten want to have 0 auto bids. Now, why would they want that? Let's take a look at it. Here are the Week 15 college football playoff rankings from 2023. Out of the top 14 teams, how many are in the SEC and Big 10, or future SEC and Big 10? I don't know about you guys, but I count 12 out of 14, and that includes Florida State as one of the 2 who will likely be joining the Big 10 soon. So guess what? 12 bids are more than 6. And I know that some of you out there are saying, well, TJ, that's just 1 year. Okay, let's try 2022. Here are the Week 15 college football rankings from 2022. Out of the top 14 teams, how many SEC and Big 10 or future SEC and Big 10 do you see? Let's count them. I see 8. And 8 is still more than 6. And again, that's not counting Florida State or Clemson, who are certainly going to be joining the Power 2 soon. Are you guys starting to see a trend here? Let's try 2021. Here are the Week 15 rankings from that year. Let's count them. I've got 6, and that's not counting Notre Dame, who also may be joining the Power 2. I will also say I think that 2021 is a special year and represents the absolute worst case scenario for the new Big 10 and SEC. 6 teams is the absolute worst case. And keep in mind, this was before NIL, which is going to greatly limit how many of those other teams are able to rise up that high again. The TCUs, the Oregon States, the Baylors, the Pittsburghs, the teams you see ranked there in 2021, how many of those schools will be able to field top-tier teams in this NIL era? When the SEC and the Big Ten have these massive TV contracts and they're paying kids twice as much, players are becoming employees eventually. Several of the schools who were in the top 14 in 2021 are going to be used as farm schools in the future. Now, when I think about this, I think 2023 was one of the best case scenarios for the SEC and the Big 10, landing 12 of 14 teams and then having FSU jumped in there as well. My point is this: what we have with the Big 10 and the SEC and what they have up their sleeves is they eventually want the 14-team playoff where there is no auto bid, because they know that they're going to have more teams in that playoff without it. They still want the payout and they still want more money, but honestly, what I think they'll eventually want is they want a payout that's proportionate to the number of teams that are in it. So if they have 12 of the 14 teams, they make 85% of the revenue that year, and so on and so forth. Their goal, and this is the goal of any business, is to make as much money as possible. And no auto bid sounds like a nice thing. It sounds like it makes it fair for everyone, but does it? What does looking over the last few years actually tell us? It probably tells us that the SEC and the Big 10 are going to get more teams in if you make it fair, because they're the ones that behind the scenes pull the strings. What do you guys think about this? I want to hear from you down in the comments. You guys are never shy to let me know when you think I'm crazy, when you think I've got a great point, when you think that I'm advancing a narrative, or whatever the situation is. You guys do a great job of that. So I want to hear what you think about this. I don't think they want auto bids. I don't think they want the ACC and the Big 12 to get 2 teams in. I think that if you take away all auto bids, there will be years that the ACC and the Big 12 get left out, especially once Florida State, Clemson, Miami, UNC are possibly gone. Some of the, maybe the big teams from the Big 12 are gone. You think those conferences are getting in? I don't know about that. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. In my opinion, the SEC and the Big 10 are lobbying for these auto bids. They're trying to lobby for unequal auto bids, unequal revenue in the playoff, so that it gets shut down and they can end up saying, fine, let's do no auto bids. Best 12 teams get in. Best 14 teams get in. Let's do that. And then I think they're going to be the ones, again, that are benefited from that the most. 2021 was an anomaly on the small side. 2023 may have been an anomaly on the high side. I think most years they're going to get about 10 teams in if there are no auto bids. They may get that many with auto bids as well when you look at the at-large spots. But I think they very much want this to be wide open. No automatic qualifiers, no auto bids, no buys for this, buys for that. I think they know that they're going to be at the front of the line anyway. So why give other people a chance to even be in line? Let me know down in the comments what you think. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're almost to that 5,000 subscriber number. If you watched to the end of this video and you're not subscribed yet, do us that favor. Go check out some more of our content here on College Football Addiction.